Testing, 1, 2. Okay, that sounds like about right. It's about 8 o'clock, and welcome to the 2026 Montgomery County Beef Show. We have a few introductions before we get to going with the show. As you know, our beef superintendents last year moved out of the county, so we got 3 new beef superintendents. We got Mr. Scott Roos back here in the pink shirt. The bald head, everybody knows Scott. Then we got Kylie Connolly, used to be Pendleton, showed rabbits and cattle, right? That was when you were just a little squirt. Then the little gal, she's married now. And then we got a lover boy, Hayden Van Meter. Hayden. Hey, lover boy, how's your love life? Want me to look today for you? Have you raised the bar or anything? It's still 18 to 95. Right. Boy, my phone will be ringing to get your number now today. Our judge today is Mr. Jordan Van Mullen from Pella, Iowa. He's a cow-calf breeder over there in Pella. He tells me that he runs JVN Cattle Company. His wife Taylor, sons Dirk and Bruxton. And he runs about 200 head of cow-calves. That's this young man right here in the ring. Let's give him a nice Montgomery County welcome. Thank you for coming and judging our fair. In our first class today, we have Dalton True. There's just one in this class. It's a registered Angus.
Well, good morning. Thank you very much for having me and such a kind introduction. Really a nice way to start off our cattle show this morning. A real nice single-entry Angus female, one that's got a lot of length of body, big old rib cage too. We really appreciate the maternal value she has. One that's big, powerful type of a broody type of a heifer. Maybe can be a little bit more elegant, but I think she's getting just a little extra probably heavy, but I think she also does it very well and forms very well. Excellent feet shape, very sound, really well structured individual. Young man is doing a really nice job. Give him a round of applause as we will start off the morning.
That was Dalton Drew. He received a purple for his heifer. In our second class, we have Jocelyn Bear with a
another single entry here. A young lady's got a nice, really nice limousine heifer. Talking to her and asked her what's the favorite part of the fair so far. She says, right now, I'm getting to show my calf and waiting all fair to do it. And talking to her, got a really nice January heifer here. And nice thing she said last week, she confirmed her pregnant, so she's going to have a February baby coming on her hands out of this heifer. And really nice female, love the length of body again. One that's a little flatter when you get in the line, maybe not quite as stout as that Angus female, but another one, I think there's a lot of really good things for us. One that's really elegant, nice maternal look, good feet shape, nice rear end on her, really good feet and legs when you put this one in motion. Young lady gets out one sit in the stand, so gives you such a nice silhouette. Young lady does an excellent job of the halter. Another one, really nice single entry. Please give her a nice round of applause, please.
First in that class went Jocelyn Meyer. Now our third class of registered heifers. This is Jackson Fisher.
Single entry coming out of our limb flex division. A really powerful female here for the young man. One that I really appreciate her added dimension and added frame size. Going to be nice, big cow, but also still puts it together really nice for us. Love the elegance of that front end. Really clean fronted, really nice top. Just levels off really nice. I'd like to maybe see just a little bit more belly and rib shape for as mature as she is, but I think that's really nitpicky on one that does a lot of really good things for us. One that's very sound, very functional. Really like the rear leg set of that one as well. Another one, young man does a phenomenal job. Really, really nice single entry there, young man. Congratulations.
That was Jackson Fisher with his heifer. Next in is registered maintainer. This is Taylor Yates.
Here in our maintainer division, another one, love the length of body, and really another one that's really elegant front-ended, one that's really nice level top. You get behind this one, and she is so stout, so proportional too when you get from her side. You really appreciate a lot of the things about her. When she gets in motion, she may be just a little more restricted on both ends of her skeleton, but I think another thing, it's getting pretty darn nitpicky on a really highly presented, really high-quality female. Another single entry that's just really high quality. Congratulations to this young exhibitor again.
Winning that class was Taylor Yates. Next we have our first class of commercial breeding heifers. First into the ring is Addison Confer. Second in the ring is Mallory Burke. Just two in this class of commercial breeding heifers.
Here in this class, our first class of commercial females, and two heifers I think resemble each other. I think where it gets definitely the difference in coming when you put these in motion. The first female, the young lady to my right here, chose to start off with very fluid flexing, very nice, greener type of a heifer that can stand a little bit more extra condition, but I love the lines that she has. So youthful, so elegant, and just a really nice breeding piece for the young lady. Then the second place heifer, one that's maybe not quite as correct in her lines, gets a little chubbier fronted, one that has that extra condition. Where I'm a little concerned with this one, when you put this one in motion, I don't know if her feet got trimmed recently, but she's kind of cow-sickled in, I guess, if you will, on her rear pasterns, and she's kind of labor on most of her rear skeleton there. I'd like to just free her up and put her in motion. But two really nice heifers in that class. Really nice way to start off our commercial division.
First in that class went to Mallory Burke with a blue. Second to Addison Confer with a blue. Now is our second class of commercial breeding heifer, Jolene Fisher and Raylene Hunterman.
second class of commercial heifers here. I think one that demands the top spot for us here, the young lady here to my right. One that just got that extra dimension, extra performance. Love the feet and legs of this one as well. Very proportional to her body type. I like to dial that tail head in her skeleton ever so slightly. But I think a female that has a lot of good attributes to her, one that's really maternal, really fresh in her overall makeup. Young lady does a really nice job as well. Our second place heifer in this class, another one. I love the length of body that she has. Very elegant fronted. I love the extra femininity to this one, the length of body. She's got a little extra toe that I'd like to see, and then also a little bit of udder development there that I'm worried about a little bit. But I think a female that's really nice in her own right. Young lady does a really nice job as well. Congratulations to those two exhibitors.
First in that class went the purple, went to Jolie Fisher. Second in the blue went to Raylyn Sunderman. This will be our third class of commercial breeding efforts coming in. Bradley Byer and Hadley Hoyt. After this class, our judge will be picking the champion commercial breeding effort.
Not much help.
Really nice class here, two heavier heifers here to round off our commercial division. A young man here giving him a little grief here. I asked him if he was having fun at the fair, and asked him if he was chasing any wild women around the fair yet. He said he ain't old enough to be doing that quite yet. So, but I'll let him tell that story later on. But he's having a ball out here, doing such a good job. This heifer, love the length of spine again and how just easy doing she is. A little limousine cross, it sounds like, might be in there for what he was telling me. And a female that I think puts a lot of things together very right. One that's very sound, very functional. Love the easy doing this about this female. Just a really nice place to start. Young lady absolutely doing a phenomenal job out here. I know she's grinding it out. Heifer's acting a little artery for her, but keep your head held high. She's doing a really good job out here. Give her a round of applause real quick. Let's lift up the fair. But another female, really easy doing, real girly type of a female. Maybe not quite as unique and fresh in her lines and her appearance as the other heifer to start off this class. but a female that has so many good qualities as well. Extra maternal, extra power, like a lot of things about her. Just want to make her a little prettier in some of those lines, but another one that's doing a really nice job out here. Two really nice efforts in that class.
Bradley Meyer was first in that class, winning a purple, and Haley White second with a blue. Our judge now will be picking our champion commercial breeding heifer. The grand champion commercial breeding heifer sponsor is Dave and Kathy Hart. I see them over there on the left side. Reserved is Bank, Iowa. Now, pictures will be taken at the end of the breeding cattle show. All right? If you need a program, I got some here at the table. They're going fast at $1.50.
Out here in our overall commercial female lineup, nothing to take away from one of these out here in that first class, but I think the two that rise together to me, and nothing to take away from seconds either. The two that rise away from me is the class winner in the second class and then the third last class. And I think these two heifers couldn't be more opposite of each other, but also I think they're both extremely high quality individuals. I think there's one that just has that extra show and eye appeal, and then there's one that just has such a cow power to her as well, one that's very functional and very fresh. But today I'm going to go with that young lady out of class 2. She's going to be your champion young man out of class 3 reserve. Congratulations.
Champion commercial breeding heifer went to Jolie Fisher, reserve to Bradley Meyer. Our judge now will be picking the overall grand champion breeding heifer. I think he's going to have his work cut out this round. Sponsor of the overall grand champion breeding heifer is Chris Nelson. Where'd he go? He was there just a second ago. Nelson Simmenthal, right down there south of the bowl or something, or spreading the bowl. And reserve champion breeding heifer is Scott and Jen Drew, our beef superintendent. One thing about you can't say anything different about the judge today. He's consistent. You look at them 5 heifers out there that are going for grand champion. They're all cut out of the same mold. Breeding heifer went to Taylor Yates. Congratulations, young lady. Reserve went to the Angus. Dalton Drew. Congratulations, young man. Congratulations to all these kids. They brought some really good ones here to the Montgomery County Fair. I guess I'm gonna take pictures of the breeding heifers now, I guess. They just announced it to me. So if you're one of the sponsors, get your pictures over there. While they're taking pictures, Gail Fisher, come here. I understand you 4 generations here at the county fair. Is that right?
That's right.
How old are you?
86.
86 and still going. Hey, that's quite an honor, isn't it?
I showed it here 75 years ago.
You were the one that told me that every year, except for 1 year, the county fair had been in Rattle. And where was that other day? Was it in Villisca the other time? Or was it?
It's always been here.
Oh, had it? Oh, I misunderstood then.
I showed those pictures now.
Do you still have your ice cream machine?
I sure do.
You got it going today?
Yeah, ice cream. It's my contest this afternoon.
At the White Fair Building?
Right, the
Gold Fair Building, I see. Pie and ice cream?
Yep,
How much?
it's free.
Free? All you Swedes hear that, it's free. Boy, you can tell the Swedes they'll be there. They marked it down on their hand. Well, congratulations to you, 4 generations in Montgomery County 4-H. Congratulations. Same club. Right. Well, you're all right there, young man. Wanted to give you some recognition while they're making pictures.
You're still first English.
I see. Did you, any of your relation have a champion pick yesterday?
I guess they did.
Yes, so. They brought some good cattle here to the fair too, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, you better,
They worked hard with them.
that's what they need to do. Work hard. So congratulations, Gail. Good supporter of the fair. We'll see you many years on down the road. Yeah. Is anybody from the Herzberg family here? I think there needs to be some other recognition here. You notice the handicap ramp down there? It was donated by the Herzberg family. I think that's a great addition here to the county fair for those that, you know, have a handicap in that and gets them up high enough so they can watch the show too. Thanks to the Herzberg family. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Come on up here. Mary. Tell us a little bit whose idea this was and who made it.
Yeah, no, we just want to thank everybody that supported Joel, to kind of get back to the communities that support him. So we had folks that make this ramp there for the community, and we have a county fair there, so we appreciate everybody's support on that, and hopefully that's a good use. So thank you.
Thanks to all the Herzbergs for that donation. It's well needed. Right. I deserve a round of applause. I see an old buddy of mine up there, Tony. What'd you think of the Queen contest the other night? It was good. Congratulations on your granddaughter being Montgomery County Fair Queen. Carly. Hi. I won't pick on you today. I promise. He'll be first class of commercial cow-calf pairs. First in the ring is Madison Burke. Second in the ring is another one of Madison Burke. Third in the ring is Zane Johnson. That's our first class of cow-calf pairs. Again, our judge is Jordan Van Nolen from Pella, Iowa.
Out here in our first class of cow calves, there's definitely one I think I gravitate towards too, and I understand she's the age advantage female, so she does have the advantage there, but one that's definitely working clothes. I love the elegance and length of body this one possesses. Still has a really nice udder on her. Young lady said she had twins for her this year. Still have a little lack of condition compared to what she has the last couple, but really just such a youthful cow that's got a lot of longevity to her. Excellent bull calf aside. Just a really nice place to start. Between the two pairs here coming in next, I think the calves are very resembling, very similar in their types and kinds. I think the udder development on this second cow here, for me, just is a notch better, and that's where she's going to land for me. One that's a little smaller frame, one that's a little rounder, but I do appreciate the size advantage that she has in her udder development, and that calf's doing a really nice job behind. young lady's cow coming, rounding off the class. The cow I'd just like to see have a little bit more condition to her. She's a little more youthful in her appearance, want to have a little extra groceries to it. But definitely another one that's doing a really nice job with her calf behind her. Three really nice heifer or cow calves in that class. Congratulations to those winners.
First in that class went to Madison Burt with a purple. Second to Zane Johnson with a blue. Third to Addison Confer with a blue. For our second class of cow calves, Noah Confer. Sadie Johnson. Mallory Burt.
In our second class of cow calves here, I think another one that Baldy arises to the top for me. Really kind of a fault-free cow, excellent feet, really nice udder development as well. Another one, talking to the young lady, this is her first heifer here and getting to be 4 years old. The second calf inside here, and her heifer also is getting shown a little bit later on today from her last calf. But really nice pair here, excellent heifer calf aside. Got a lot of meat and potatoes look to that calf. Really well balanced, got a lot of extra dimension and power to it. Just a really easy place to start for me. And I think he gets a little closer to the next two. I chose to go with a little advantage here with the second cow. I think that bull calf's just a notch better for me. Like that udder development of this one a little bit better than our third place heifer. Young lady's doing a really good job with that one. Really fresh, youthful type of a cow. Young man's running off the class. A younger heifer here doing an excellent job with her bull calf. I think the first one, I like to change your udder development on that one. Get a little broken for already for being a 4-year-old cow. It's a little concerning, but I think the cow is doing an excellent job. Raising a really nice calf behind her.
Our judge now will be picking the overall grand champion cow-calf. In the last class, first in the purple went Mallory Burt. Second went to Sadie Johnson in a blue. Third to Noah Comfort, and also a blue. Our judge is now picking the overall grand champion cow-calf. Anybody from First Interstate Bank here? They're the sponsor of the champion cow-calf. Reserve was Troy and Shelley Preston. I see them. And they're going to take pictures now, I guess, right after they pick the champion. That's what I was just told. Again, thanks to all of these sponsors that we've announced today, and got quite a few yet to go. Thanks for your support.
Sounds like we got a family rivalry going on here. I guess, which one does more chores than the other? Anybody raise their hand or not? No? But no, I think two really nice cow-calf bears out here in our cow-calf division. Like we talked that first one, lovely youthfulness about that cow. And I know the calf's a little bit of a size disadvantage out here being a younger calf. And she also had twins to her, but I think she's doing a really good job raising that calf like her udder development, just a really fault-free type of a cow. Really nice cow-calf pair for that young lady. And then the balding cow, you always got to love a good balding cow out in the pasture running, and I think another one that's doing a phenomenal job with her calf. Definitely has the advantage of the calf, I would say, with the extra size and dimension, but quite a bit older of a calf. Two really nice cow-calf pairs, but I think there's one that just hits me a little bit harder. That's going to be that young lady out of the first class. She's going to be your champion. Balding cow is going to be reserved.
Madison Burke wins champion and reserve cow-calf. They're going to take pictures, and now we'll announce the Renegade champion. Your kids that are in the top 10 ready to game with your calves, please come to the ring. Kids that were in the top 10 ready to game, please come to the ring for your recognition. You don't have to bring your calves, just the kids. So, first went to Allie Peterson with a gain of 493 on her calf. Is that you, young lady? Come over here. How old are you? 10 years old? What do you like best about 4-H? Showing calves? This your first year? Oh, I got bad news for you. First year kids can't win it. I'm just joking on you. Where'd you get all your good looks? Well, congratulations. Come on in, kids. Come on in the ring here. All right, maybe the others are getting their calves ready or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, Allie Peterson was champion with her calf and getting 493. Do we have Carter Taylor in here? And boy, Carter's calf gained 432. Hey Carter, I didn't think you went anywhere without a cowboy hat. Your mom made you take it off. Where's mom? We're going to have it. There she is, yeah. We're going to have a talk with her, aren't we? Third in the rate of gain is my old buddy there, Case Bruning. Still got that hairdo, don't you? Boy. Fourth went Carter Taylor again. Fifth went to Bradley Meyer. Sixth went Case Bruning again. Where'd you get your calves, Case? Case, where'd you get your calves? Mike Bruning? Good thing that Chris Nelson's bull got in, didn't it? Has he got a girlfriend yet? Mike? Does he? Whoa. Hi, Mike. Then we got Bradley Meyer, 7th place. 8th place is Dalton Payton. Excuse me, backwards. Austin Gorley and Peyton Hart. That was our kids that fed their calves the top 10 rated game. Congratulations. I know we got a sponsor for the rate of gain if I could just find it on there. I'm sweet, it's gonna take me a while. Now's our first class of bucket bottle calves, feeder calves, I guess. Bradley Meyer and Jocelyn Meyer. Hayden. I've had quite a few calls on your, they want your number. But we do have a problem. She got loose over at Acura, the nursing home stand. She's got a wheelchair that's got a motor on it. Got clocked doing 85 mile an hour out of here. She'll be here quick.
We got two prospect heifers out here in this feeder calf division. We got another sibling rivalry out here. I was harassing both the kiddos, asking them who's the worker at home and who's not the worker at home. But we'll keep those comments. We'll let you guys know about it. We'll keep you guessing on that one. But I think both similar type of females. Young ladies, one here to my right here. One that's maybe just a little more youthful, a little bit younger heifer. One that I appreciate that extra femininity in her front end. Really nice level top, really good leg, and when you get that one in motion, just a really nice heifer in her own right as well. The young man's got the extra dimension, the age advantage one between these two. Maybe not quite as neat in their lines for me today. So with that being said, young lady's going to be your champion, young man's going to be reserved.
Champion in your feeder calf division went to Jocelyn Byer, and reserve went to Bradley Byer. Grand champion feeder calf was sponsored by Milestone Financial Group. Reserve grand champion feeder calf is sponsored by Golling Horse Excavation. Now is our first class of bucket bow calves. We got 1, 2, 3. We got Jack Consford, Allie Peterson, Kirby Doyle, Mallory Burke, and Charlie.
So out here, what we're going to do here is pick the top two, first and second, and then that'll move on to the next class. Model calves, especially the 4-H division, when we get to the young kids, I like to put them on the microphone, maybe make it a little bit of a circus. But out here, I chose to go more the education route with the kids. I wanted to know what they did with their chores at home, what was the funnest thing to do with their project, what was their least favorite thing or the hardest thing to do. And definitely you have a lot of, you got some kids that, honestly don't do it quite as much as some of them, and that's perfectly fine, but everybody had an excellent explanation of all their stuff. There's one kid out here that I think did a phenomenal job of explaining everything, and then I kind of asked him a bonus question, if you would, so that also comes into play. But I'll go select our top two to move on, but excellent job. The first one I'm going to take out of this class is this young lady to my left. She's going to be your class winner. And then the young lady coming in second is going to be that young lady there who's had also that tough work. But excellent job there, guys.
In that class, first went to Anna Chile. Second went to Allie Peterson. And congratulations to all the kids. This is our second class, Rebecca Bottle Calves, Adley Hoyt, Madison Ramsey, Vivian Pollock, Jermaine Ingersoll. We got one extra one in there. Better turn my program over. Madison Ingersoll got two? Okay. Again, the one that I missed was on the next page was Anderson Ingersoll.
here in our second class here. Kiddos have done a phenomenal job. Another one we're just kind of getting just to understand what they're doing at home a little bit, the pros and their cons with their projects. And one of the individuals we talked about how pricey these things are getting and how I asked him what the least favorite part is paying for it. I said, well, I can understand that one. So, but excellent job to the kids here. One of the questions now that we're done with the Bobcat show, we're done with the 2 classes. Another bonus question I ask the kids is, what is colostrum? And I think it's very important for them kids to understand the first milk that them kids need to drink, either from mom or from a supplement. And I want to say kudos to, I had 4 kids in this class that all knew that question. And that's phenomenal for this age kids that understand that and go into explanation of what it is. Kudos to you, Josh, for an excellent job. I think there's 2 out here that we're going to take. I wish we could take about 3 or 4 out of this class because I think it was that neat. But young lady with the red test here to my right, she's going to be first in this class. And the young lady here with the black and white one at the end, she's going to be second. Excellent job.
First in that class went to Hadley Hoyt. Second in that class went to Addison Ingersoll. Our champion now will be picking the champion bucket bottle cap.
He's gonna say no, I'm saying good, you should.
This division will be, the sponsor is Dale and Margaret Spencer. And sponsoring the Reserve Grand Champion Bucket Bottle Cap is Bank, Iowa.
Really come out here. I won't go through the kids anymore. We asked them the questions on private, Mike, and then talked to them a little bit. I want to say commend you guys for an excellent job. Obviously we got some age disadvantage or advantages of the age of the kids and the kids out here. But to me, I think the most important thing is the education and the understanding of what this project is, what it details, how good we're doing things at home. And most likely your record keeping, I'm guessing maybe have a poster in the barn for kids and things of that nature. But I think all the kiddos did a phenomenal job. There's one that really impressed me from the first time I got to talk to this individual, and it was very impressive, their knowledge of their animal. And then I think he gets a little closer for reserve. But I'll go put the mic down, give these kids one great big round of applause while I go select the kids.
Champion went to Anna Kelly. Is that how you pronounce it, Anna? Come here. Give it to her. Give your cap to that young lady over here. See, I went to school in STEM, and I'm not real good at it. How do you pronounce your last name? Kelly. I'll get it sooner or later. Congratulations. Reserve went to Hadley Hoyt. Now we have, going into our market show, this is a new deal, a returning bucket bottle cap. Athlete Hoyt, her steer weighed 1,194 pounds and had a gain of 267. Returning bucket bottle cap. Returning bucket bottle cap sponsor is John Peterson. After this, the judge is going to go over to the other barn. We have a pen of 3 and he's going to judge them. So we'll have a short break. If you got to go to the restroom or whatever, do your job. Hey, Jake, bring Brooks down. I want to see him.
Really cool thing. A lot of fairs, some fairs do this, some fairs don't, but I think this is a really important thing. So what we got going on here, folks, is this young lady that was actually just reserve overall bottle cap. This was her bottle cap project from last year. So if there's probably any kids on the fairground that have any more time than this one invested in the young kid, is probably an understatement. This kiddo's done a phenomenal job. So this has been a project from her from day one, and this cap bring it all the way back to fair, doing an excellent job. And we kind of talked of the unfortunate part of that bottle cap project is the end game. We always, especially on a male, there's always going to be an ending, and when's that going to be? So she says she's going to sell this cap here at fair, so she wants to welcome everybody. If everybody wants to remember that when she goes to the auction, make sure you bid a couple extra $100 for this young lady. Done a phenomenal job. Please give her a huge round of applause for her project.
First in getting a purple on a returning bucket bottle cap go to Haley Hoyt. Again, sponsored by John Peterson. The judge is now going to go over to the other barn and look at the pen of 3 over there and give his comments there. We got a little guy right up here. Where's Sadie? Our county extension agent, Sadie Lincoln, and Jake right here. Our little guy, Brooks. How old is he?
Just a little over a year.
A little over a year. Is he spoiled?
Not at all.
Not at all. No. He's a cutie. Yeah. I remember last year when you brought him up here, he was just a little shaker. Didn't have a lick of hair. Yes, but he's got it this time, don't you? Want to say anything? Here's my old buddy Chris Vanderholm. Chris will tell you about an open Peter Cat show that's going to be down in Brenda, Iowa.
Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm just wanting to share some information. We're in Page County Fair this coming week. We're having an open feeder calf show. Anybody at any age can show. So the young kids, the bottle calves can show, or even somebody like Bob or me can show. It's open. It's entry the same day, so it's on Thursday. This coming Thursday, and entry is from 10:30 to 12, and the show is actually at 2 o'clock at the fairgrounds in Florida. Just enter when you get there, and welcome everybody to come.
We don't have any shows. We're going to do a show today. I love how joyful you are when you show. It's not good job. Especially if you're from oh gosh. Phone party got the best of her. No way.
Okay, folks, so if you would give this young lady some attention here, this is Researchburg. So the project that she has, if you guys would want to go look at it on the west side of the cattle barn, on the south or the southwest corner of the cattle barn, about the middle side of the cattle field over there. So what her project here is a fair is a junior feeder pit. So what she has done, instead of halter breaking them like they do the calf show, what they do is a rating game competition, and then also have a lot of information that she's done such a good job of her board out there, giving her information, cost of feed per day, cost ahead of what she thinks her project's going to end at, how much it costs her, how much she's going to make. And this is the real world of the cattle industry, which is really cool for these kiddos to be able to come and shine. I think she's done a phenomenal job for her project. You know, like we talked at the beginning, she said she had quite a few kids to pick from. So she weighed in 5 calves. She actually brought one to fair as a halter calf here, and then one calf didn't gain as good as the others. And her pen was only 100 pounds difference between the three really nice steers. And then we talked about the advantages and the disadvantages of her project, you know, because obviously every one of them is not the exact same. And I will give her credit. We talked about, I said, okay, which one do you think is the least quality one of your pit of 3 out there? And I think she hit the hammer on the head, the one that was a little lighter than the rest. And then there's a baldy steer that probably is a little more uniform, a little more groceries to them. So we talked about that, but I think she's done a very good job, very educational experience. Please give her a huge round of applause. Excellent job on your project.
My name is Reese Berger.
Again,
Reese Berger.
Reese Hertzberg got the champion renegade or 10-3. Congratulations, and I'm sure he gave you a purple. By golly, them purples are hard to come by today. You thank him? That a girl. You got another calf coming in? Get to work then, huh? Thanks for coming to the fair. Sponsoring the champion pen of 3 is Body Basics, Chiropractic. If there had been another pen, why they were being sponsored by Chris and Aaron Taylor. be going into our beginner beef. Is that correct? Boy, it looks like we got 3 nice ones here. First in the ring is Kirby Doyle, weighs 1180. Second into the ring is Peyton Hart. Her calf weighs 1,225 pounds. Third into the ring is Jocelyn Dyer. Her calf weighs 1,368. Three really nice calves here for beginning beef. First year of showing beef.
How hard shares are going to be on sale? The first one's hard anyway, but bottle cap makes it even worse. You would expect.
Well, I think it's really fun. I honestly haven't seen this much at a fair, but letting these kiddos come out for their first time and talk about, for being in their own division, this is their first year in the cattle project for these kids at the county fair. And, you know, obviously you're going to have some kids that have a little advantage, probably showing some open shows across the country, state fair and stuff, and open shows. And then you're going to have some kids that's the first time showing, and that's just fine. I think they've done an excellent job. We're talking to this young lady here, to start off the class with, and you know, she kind of got me chuckling a little bit over there. We talked about this steer being exactly 1,300 pounds bigger than what she is, and she's like, not to make you sound old, but she says, my dad said that you picked her sire to win the fair at the state fair back in the day. So if that explains how long I've been doing this stuff, almost too long. But so it's kind of cool to see, you know, a generation of kids and cattle come. The different stuff that I've judged in the past is kind of really cool. But without further ado, I want to talk about the calf here. Really smooth type of a steer, really well balanced, really great footed, really sound individual. One that's getting really close to that market readiness standpoint. Kiddo's doing an absolute phenomenal job. Really, really high quality one to start off this class with. Like that steer quite a bit. The young lady steer here coming next. Another one that's really nice gaining type of a calf. Young lady's doing a phenomenal job. Really knowledgeable about her project and the things of it, which I really appreciate about. She's doing a good job. Steers really, really nice. They're well balanced. Getting some meat cover to him. Like to see him a little bit bigger, but he's a little younger calf too. We're talking to her. I think she's done a phenomenal job as well. Young man rounding off the class. Another steer I'd like to see have a little bit extra condition for his frame today. One that didn't have quite as good a rating game as the others, I believe he's talking. But a really nice class of 3 steers. Give those individuals a great round of applause. And an excellent job for the first steer of the county round.
First in that class with a purple of Jonathan Meyer. Second, the purple, Peyton Hart. Third, Kirby Doyle with the blue. Next class, we had 2 calves in it. Raylene Sunderman. Her steer weighs 15, 18. And then next little gal, Allie Peterson. Her steer weighs 16, 40. And he was the champion rating age steer. This is our second class of beginners, and I think our judge will agree with me. For 5 kids, they aren't very big, but by golly, they've got their cattle broke. They know what it's all about. They know how to feed them. And let's give all of these beginners a real good deserving round of applause. They've done a nice job.
Here in this class, 2 really high quality steers again, and I think the Baldy just has a little bit extra eye appeal for us today. Understand both heavyweight steers, phenomenal market readiness standpoint on both of them. Both have extremely high quality rated games as well. But the show steer is kind of the one that uniforms to the top for us here is this Baldy calf. One that wants to get up in his top ever so slightly when you put him in motion. But I think a really calf that's got a lot of carcass quality to him. Really smooth type of calf, really nice way to smart. Young man does a phenomenal job as well. And then we got the next kid out here, big black steer. Another one that was a bottle calf for this young lady last year. Has a good of a rating game as you're going to see in the state of Iowa. Really high quality, big carcass type of a calf as well. get close to that 5 pounds a day on the rate of gain, folks, and that's really, really hard to come by. Give that kiddo an excellent huge round of applause if you will.
Our judge now will be picking champion beginner meet. Winning the first class was Jocelyn Meyer. Winning the second class was Raylene Sunderman. Sponsoring the champion beginner meet is Body Basics Chiropractic, and reserve champion beginner meet is sponsored by Elmo and Cheryl Gray.
We come out here for a champion, reserve champion, beginner beat. Once again, the kiddos have done a phenomenal job. Like we talked about from here in class, love how proportional he is. And he got a look of a show steer as well. It's really well balanced. Kiddos done a phenomenal job as well. Then we got a meat and potatoes type of a baldy calf and really high rate of gain, really good carcass type of a calf too. Then I saw also has some really nice features and lines as well. I think there's one that gives me just that extra little bit of hump and I guess you would say style, and that's that young lady's red calf. She's going to be our champion flown by the big baldy reserve.
Champion beginner beef went to Jocelyn Meyer. Reserve went to Raylene Sunderman. Congratulations, kids. We have one class of market heifers. We have 3 market heifers. First in the ring is Mallory Burt. Her heifer weighs 1,115 pounds. Next is Adeline Key, weighs 1,140. Third is Carter Taylor. His heifer weighs 1,372. This is our only class of market heifer. Sponsor of the championship is Agrivision Equipment. Reserve champion market heifer sponsored by Dave and Kathy Hart of Hart Farm.
I chose to start off with the one I think it resembles most of what I guess a show gift does to me. One that's really cool from the side, really well powered, really well balanced, if you will. One we'd like to see a little bit more extra dimension of power with. This one will be the first one event, but I think she's got a good enough rated game for us, get close to that marker measurement standpoint for what she is, and I think a really nice individual. Gives a really nice look from the side. The meat and potatoes market heifer out here. Young man has an excellent rate of gain. Excellent rate of gain on that one with over 4 pounds of gain rate of gain for a heifer is phenomenal. Really nice, well-built type of a female. One that's maybe not the showiest thing in the world, but love the carcass quality of this female. Excellent job to that man as well. Give him a big round of applause if you would for a really high rate of gain as well. Young ladies ball we have for here, giving her a little run for her money out here, but I appreciate her grinding it out for us here. A female that just wish had a little bit extra dimension, a little extra power, kind of more the breeding female type. I just wish she had a little bit higher rate of gain, a little extra product to go along with that. But a really well balanced type of a female. Kids doing a really good job of getting that one going. I know she's having a tougher time there, but they keep her head held high and keep grinding it out for the next one.
Champion Margaret Heifer went to Adlin Gee. Reserve went to Carter Taylor. We'll start our home race division now. First coming in is Zane Johnson. Second is Jackson Fisher and Reese Hirschberg. The little gal that had the champion 10-3. These steers ranged in weight from 1,067 to 1,235. Madison Bird just came in, and her calf weighs 1,271. Hey, we got the Montgomery County Fair Queen right here. Introduce yourself.
My name's Audrey Johnson.
Well, you wouldn't be any relation to Tony, would you?
No.
I bet you're wore out, aren't you, from all the activities you have to go to, you know, being the fair queen?
A little bit, but energy drinks help.
You got a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
You're out, Hayden. Is he here?
Yes.
Where's he at?
He's at the baby contest. His nephew's in it.
He's in the baby contest. That's a good one. Well, congratulations to you, and I'm sure you'll represent Montgomery County extremely well at the state fair. And Tony's all right. I've known him for a few years. He's kind of got his ups and downs. Where'd you get your freckles?
I got my freckles from my grandpa.
Tony?
Oh yeah, I got my whole face from Tony.
Well, congratulations again on being Montgomery County Fair Queen. Nice to have had you. There we go, our judge in this first class of home raised market beef.
Another thing I think is really cool your guys' county fair does is a home raised beef. And there's some differences in types and kinds of this class. I chose to go with 2 purples and 2 blues in this class. The steer I think that gravitates to the top for me just from a functionality standpoint. She still has that nice show ring look to him. She doesn't have all the hair and bells and whistles on this calf, but just a very functional, fault-free, very smooth type of a calf. Just got a lot of product and practicality to him. Really nice place to start off the class. Young man here in second, without a doubt, he's put a lot of man hours in this one to get that haircut as good as it is, and things of that nature. I just structurally want to change that rear end of that calf in the top line. It wants to rise up in that tail ahead and the hip. It just looks a little more uncomfortable when you put him in motion on the top into the skeleton. And I like to just see a little bit more meat and look to him. But a really nice steer for the young man, doing a really nice job with a nice shouldering presence type of a calf. The big meat and potato steer of the group, if you will. The big meat and potatoes group, like we talked, that young lady's been at 3 here. This is that one steer she took out of that pen for the 5 calves that she weighed in for fair, and decided to celebrate this one. One that's got a really nice rating game to a really heavy carcass type of a calf. Just doesn't quite have that eye appeal for a show calf. Just maybe the 2 ahead of him. But love the product or practicality that he brings to the table as well. A steer that's really nice and balanced and cool looking is this young man's black buckle calf. Another one that gives us such a striking look from the side. We just wish he was a little bit bigger, a little bit older, a little bit more size advantage to go along with this class. The 4 really high quality steers in your first class of home raised individuals.
First in that class went to Madison Burke and a purple. Second went to Jackson Fisher with a purple. Third went to Reese Hertzberg with a blue. And fourth to Zane Johnson with a blue. Our next class right here, the only one in this class, Bradley Meyer, his calf plays 1476 and a gain of 4.01.
Another single entry here, but young man doing such a good job. Big framey type of a calf. One that honestly probably needs a little bit more condition to him for that market readiness, which is incredible for as big as he is frame-wise. But another calf that's doing really good, a lot of things. Another calf that's over that 4 pound a day mark that's an exceptional. If anybody's fed out cattle, that's awful hard to do, especially the heat the last few weeks. So give that young zipper a big round of applause.
Really decked out.
Bradley Byer with a purple on his steer. Next class is, there's only one in there, Peyton Doyle. His steer weighs 1,637 pounds and a gain of 372.
Another single entry here coming out of our heavyweight division of the home race steers. Another meat and potatoes type of a calf that's just a big old bruiser here. One that gets a little heavier brisket in. I like to clean them up in that front 1/3 and just stretch them out, maybe, if you will. But love the rated gain on this calf as well. One that's market ready, and it's got a heck of a real lot of red meat in that one. The young lady's doing a really nice job. Give her a round of applause too, if you will.
Winning a purple in that class goes to Peyton Doyle. Our judges will be now selecting our champion and reserve home race steer. Sponsoring the champion home race steers. The champion is sponsored by Rod and Janine Hart. Reserve home race market steer sponsored by Dave and Kathy Hart. Now coming into the ring is Madison Burt, winner of the first class of the home race division. That steer weighs 1271. Then we got Bradley Byer. His steer weighs 1476, gained 4.01. And then Peyton Doyle, steer weighs 1637 and gained 3.72.
Quick, I might hear for champion and reserve champion home race steer. 3 individual class winners like we talked in that first class. A lot deeper of a class with 4 individuals, and then we got 2 single entries. But I think a really nice trio of steers here. Obviously the rider calf to my right, if you will. One that gives you a nice touch of striking look from the side. Another one in that second class gives you a nice striking look. Also a nice carcass calf as well. Kind of a duo calf, if you will. And then we got the heavyweight coming out of class 3. Just very functional type of a calf. 3 individuals, really nice, and we got a couple reserve might come in for contention here. Give these individuals a round of applause while we select your top 2.
Champion home race goes to Madison Burke. Now coming in to compete for reserve is Jackson Fisher. That stood second in that class. Reserve goes to Bradley Meyer. Congratulations, Bradley. Congratulations to all the kids in this division. This is our first class of purchased steers. First one in is Adeline Jade. Her steer weighs 1162. Second in is Dalton Drew. Steer weighs 1218. Then we got Bradley Meyer. His steer weighs 1230. Halen Tippler, steer weighs 1248, and Brody Hart, steer weighs 1285. This is the first class of home raised steers. I said home raised, it's purchased, excuse me.
start with in this portion steer division here. The one that gravitated towards me from just a functionality standpoint, as well as give him that nice showy present on the front end of his head. I'd like to give him a little bit extra groceries, drop that rear flank, and give him a little extra rib shape from behind. But I think a calf that's doing a phenomenal job. It's very functional, very sound individual. Just got a different end game on this one, if you will. But one that's really nice showing presence. Young individual does a phenomenal job of getting that one stuck. Kind of heavier build steer here coming next. A really high quality steer in his own right as well. Want to really appreciate the foot and bone work. I'd like to stretch that front end out from him a little bit. Get that shoulders tied into him a little bit nicer, but I think a really nice calf. Another one I'd like to see him have a little bit extra to him. Another one drop that rear flank and a little more rib shape, but another really high quality steer. Without a doubt, I'm going to call it the big cement truck here coming next and third here. You get behind this one, he might be wider than he is tall, which is phenomenal. He's got a lot of product to him. Unfortunately, just a little too small a frame for me. I'd like to jump him up in a frame size, get him elevated, and maybe that'll free him up when you put him in motion. But an excellent big burly type of a steer for that young man. The two steers coming next, two really nice ones in their own right. I think this one next to me just reads smoother to me, better jointed, a little smoother when you get them in motion as well, and more free and easy moving. One that's got enough product to us, really nice quality individual. Steer running off the class, another one gets a little plainer his front end, wants to get underneath himself when you put that one in motion, want to tie his neck in just a little bit differently to get him any higher, but 5 really nice steers in that class.
Thank you. First, when that class went to Adeline Gade with the purple. Second went to Dalton True with the purple. Third went to Brody Hart with the blue. Fourth went to Taylor Tipler with the blue. And fifth to Bradley Byer with the blue. This class, there's 2 in here. We got Jolie Fisher. Steer weighs 1402, and Brett Hart, steer weighs 1409.
Really high quality class here. The one that starts off with for me, I think is the most proportional, definitely the squarest hip, the most level top between the two. If we want to change his calf ever so slightly, he probably is a little bit finer boned and finer footed for his size wise, but we also can't eat feet and legs, so we're going to let that one slide here today. I think that calf's awfully nice. Gives you such a good silhouette from the side. Young lady does a really nice job. The calf right behind it, no slouch either. Another one puts a lot of good things to it. Got a lot of fresh look to him. Doesn't have that extra, I guess you would say, rib shape and some shallow and gutness from the side when you get beside him. One that just gets a little off in his hip ever so slightly, but a steer that's a good gainer type of a calf. Resembles what a show calf should look like. 2 really high quality steers in that class.
First in that class went to Julie Fisher with a purple, second to Brett Hart with a purple. Now coming into the ring is Austin Gorley. Oshki Gorley. Get my tongue tangled up. Austin Gorley. There's my old buddy with the hairdo. Case Bruni. Two calves in this class that weigh 15-17 and 15-20.
Here in this class, two heavier weight steers here, but the top steer of this class, I understand you ain't got a lick of hair on them, but really nice, smooth, balanced type of a steer. Really fresh in his appearance, nice athletic type of a steer for being a 1,500 pounder. Really adequate place to start. Really like that calf a lot. Got a heck of a carcass in him too as well. Really nice calf there to start off this class. And then you got the bigger, heavier muscle steer when you get behind him. Maybe isn't quite as pretty from the side, well balanced and smooth jointed.
Yes.
But another steer has so much meat and potatoes to him. A lot of product behind him. Really stout, burly type of a steer. Two really nice steers, excellent rated games as well. Give those a round of applause, please.
First in that class went to Austin Gorley with a purple, second to Case Bruning with a blue. I think our judge will agree with me on one thing. The kids have done an excellent job of feeding their cattle today. They've got really good ready gains. Most of them are finished, and that's what the name of the game is, product. First one in the ring is Case Bruning, Austin Gorley, Carter Taylor, these are the big boys. They weigh from 1541 to 1650.
purchase steers, the heavyweight division, if you will. And chose to start off with this white smoke steer with this young lady. One that's really well balanced, still very sound and athletic, appearing for a 1,600-pound steer. One that's just 12 o'clock ready for us here today. Done a really nice job, big heavyweight steer. Hard to put a hole in that one. The next calf, another one that's a really meat and potatoes, or both of them, if you will. Another one that really well balanced type of a calf. Maybe gets a little tender-footed when you get him in motion here. One that just lacks a little bit extra rib shape as that last winter. But you get behind it, you love the extra red meat, the extra product that he has to him as well. And then the big heavyweight steer getting over 1,600 pounds here. Another really high-quality steer, big gaining, big top individual. One that just getting a little over-finished for us out today. Want to freshen him up ever so slightly. But a really nice class of steers to end off our steer show here.
First in that class went to Anastie Gorley. Second to Case Bruning. Third to Carter Taylor. Our judge will now be picking the champion and reserve purchased individuals.
We come out here for a champion purchase steer lineup. Some big classes in there that have a lot of quality that's really deep, that some kids that are back in the barn and at those county fairs, they'd still be out here this final drive. And really competitive county. It's a lot of fun to see these calves come to the top, and really like a lot of things about these calves that are out here. There's a couple of them, I think 3 of them in my mind that it's getting pretty darn close to. I think a really nice steer show. Looking forward to getting them in overall when we get to our home race kids as well. So I won't talk too much about them here, but I'll go select your top 2 and give these kids a big round of applause, please.
Champion purchase steer goes to Jolie Fisher. Now coming in to compete for reserve is Brett Hart. Reserve purchase steer went to Adeline Gage. as they're getting the calves ready to come in for the overall champion market animal. Let's give our judge, Mr. Jordan Van Mullen from Pella, Iowa, a nice round of applause. I think he's done an excellent job today, judging the cattle and working with the kids. And I think there's 3 others that need to be thanked really well. I think our beef superintendents have done an outstanding job today. Scott, young lady down here, and old lover boy. Let's give our beef superintendents a nice round of applause. You've done an excellent job. You noticed they were right there if a kid got in trouble. They were helping the kid out so nobody got hurt. That's one of their main jobs. Okay, here comes our beginner beef, our market heifer, race champion, and our purchase champion. The judge will now be selecting the grand and reserve market animal overall. Scott told me that right after he picks the grand and reserve market animal, we'll be going right into showmanship contest. Then we'll have the pictures right after the showmanship deal.
Once again, I want to say how thankful I am to come and evaluate your cattle and your kids. Looking forward to showmanship next. And breeding show was phenomenal. Steer show's been really good. The top end of this deal is extremely high quality. And you know, I just want to be remiss to say thank you. It's a lot of fun to be able to do what I do, travel a lot of miles, get to judge a lot of cattle, get to see a lot of kids, and be able to be a part of this moment for you guys. I understand there's going to be some winners. there's going to be some losers, but no matter what, I want this to be a learning experience for you individuals. Just because you didn't win today doesn't mean you're not going to win tomorrow, and I truly mean that. This is just one guy's opinion on one given day, and I just want you guys to don't let this be the highlight or the low light of your summer if you didn't win today and things of that nature. But once again, like Bob said, thank you so much for being superintendent, your fair board, and things of that nature, because without the countless hours put in by them, you guys wouldn't be able to do these things. And with that being said, I think there's a young man that needs a big thank you, and he's probably a role model and a mentor to a lot of these individuals that needs no introduction. But I got to meet with him quite a bit here today. But Bob Sundquist here, and he's 82 years old. He said in his timeline, he's judged every county fair in the state except 3 of them. And it was the home county here, the county to the south, and the county to the west is the only 3 he didn't get done in his lifetime. But I want to say thank you so much for what you've done. And he also, he judged 23 county fairs in one summer. I got to do 12 this year. I had 14 last year, so I'm not hitting the doors of what your numbers are, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm sure you do the same, and a lot of miles that you drove in your lifetime to be able to do this and kids and the cattle. So if you guys give him one big round of applause. Like I said, I think it's been a phenomenal market animal show. I'm going to go show you which 2 I like, and then we're going to start into some showmanship. It's been a true pleasure to be a small part of your big day here. I'll go hang the mic up, and I'll go select your champion. Give these kids one big round of applause, if you will.
Here goes to Julie Fisher. Congratulations, young lady. Reserve, Adeline Gage. Congratulations to you, young lady. Again, I want to congratulate all of the kids that showed cattle today. They've done an excellent job. The cattle was under control superbly. Make sure, kids, you thank your mom and dad, your 4-H leaders, and all who helped you with your projects. We're going to go into the senior showmanship now.
Always something.
Never dull moment. Never boring.
This is our senior showmanship group. Sponsoring the overall grand champion market beef was Andrew Herdberg, Vitaperm Minerals. And the reserve grand champion market beef was Mark and Amy Lydell of Lydell Auction Services. There we had the Ready Game. I've never seen it. The Ready Game champion was sponsored by Kirk and Linda Bear. And the reserve Ready Game was Centerman Veterinary Services. Showmanship champion is sponsored by Clayton and Jan Greenander. And the same in the champion junior intermediate showmanship, sponsored by Clayton and Jan Greenander. And champion beginner showmanship is also sponsored by Clayton and Jan Greenander.
We come out here for senior showmanship, and I know it's been a little gruesome day outside. It's warm outside, and it's been a warm week for these kids, and it's been a long day, but I think a phenomenal set of kids out here for senior showmanship, and it sounds like what we're going to do is pick a champion of each class, and then I kind of do showmanship a little bit different, and we got to pick a reserve and things of that. So I'm also going to take 2 kids with me, but I'm going to not in place in any particular order, I guess, if you will. And I'm going to bring them back, and I want them to help me judge intermediate showmanship. I would bring 2 kids, and then when we get to intermediate showmanship, I'm also going to do the same thing and bring a couple of junior kids to come out with me. So without further ado, on this deal, I keep it simple. I don't think showmanship's a quiz bowl whatsoever, but I did get to talk to the kids to try to, understand where they're coming from on a few points. I asked them just a couple simple questions, and I'm not going to say what it is because I'm going to ask the next kids the same ones. But I think you guys did a phenomenal job. And then, like I said, I'm going to go select a champion, and then I'm going to go talk to 2 individuals to have me come back and do the next round of showmanship. And if you will, give each exhibitors a huge round of applause. I think they've done an excellent job today.
Champion senior showman was Adeline Gay. Now coming in are the kids that are going to compete for champion junior and intermediate showman. Tim.
down in heat, so want to keep them going here. But a couple of questions we ask the kids. I guess the two questions I ask every kid, also the seniors, is one thing, what's the funnest part about showing cattle for them? And also I ask you kids who their hero is. I understand that may be kind of a weird question, if you will, but a lot of times you'll hear them say, well, I want to, a big thank you to my parents or grandparents, and then also you'll hear some bigger people in industry. I know our champion senior kid, she's Adam Sandler's her role model, or somebody she looks up to, and just for being a really popular person, but still a humble person. So I can appreciate that answer big time. I think it's a lot of fun to be able to do this. And it's always kind of fun to bring what I do is I bring the next kids in that we've already been through the ring. I understand the senior didn't get to do it, but she's got to show an overall showmanship here in a second. So I didn't want to get her out here too much. But I want to say thank you to these two kids for coming and helping me get them introduced with the kids as well. They asked some questions. And then every time I do this, ultimately I want you guys to know this is my decision. But 99% of the time we always pick the same kid to win them. That is one thing that always blows my mind. Even if we got a class of 20, it's always the same kid. We always agree on it. So really cool out here to be able to do this. Like I said, the cattle are getting a little rambunctious here on us. I'm going to get both these kids on the inside real quick, let them introduce themselves. They said they didn't sign up for this part of it, but I told them they didn't have a choice. So without further ado, I'm going to let them talk about themselves a little bit.
Hi, my name is Jolie Fisher. My parents are Darren and Heather Fisher, and I would really like to thank my parents for everything they've helped me with throughout my livestock journey.
Hi, my name is Jackson Fisher, and my parents are retired by Andy Fisher. And I appreciate it. And this year, not good to do without it.
Give these two a round of applause for helping me out here. While they're selecting your champion, I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to go talk to two individuals, the first two I talked to after, go do them. And also, it's kind of fun here in this class, the kid that's going to win this is the first time ever showing cattle. But I think that kid over here in the corner's done a phenomenal job. Give her a round of applause.
Champion in your junior intermediate division went to Austin Gorley. Next will be the beginner Division. Here's our beginner beef, and I'm glad to see we got this many. I think we have a couple others that probably didn't choose to come in here, but I think our beginners deserve a real nice round of applause. They've got their cattle drove, they brought them to the fair, they've got them ready to go to town. Good job, kids.
once again, coming out here for the rookie showmanship, if you would, or first year kids. And like I said, you know, when that class of steers, we were talking about them, and your county's in pretty darn good hands if you got this many kids that are this good at showing cattle, and also just very humble kids and very respectful. Really appreciated about that a lot. And honestly, you know, one of the things I talk to some of the kids is they need to have more confidence, but also I don't want them to confuse confidence with arrogance. And I understand that may be some hard thing to think about, but I want to say these kids in this round are so confident, done such a good job, and it's been a lot of fun. I know this is second to last class of the day here, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to let these two kids, once again, our two intermediate kids, get on the microphone, introduce themselves as well, these two girls. So.
Hi, my name is Anna Shelley, and my parents are Jade and John Shelley, and I'd like to thank my parents for everything.
My name is Pam Doyle, and my parents are Patrick and Bert Doyle, and I'd like to thank them for everything.
Give these kids a round of applause and thank you guys for helping.
Champion in that division went to Jocelyn Byer. Good job, kids. Our judge now will be selecting as overall beef showman for the day. That'll be his last duty. Let's give our judge again a nice round of applause. He's done a nice job of working with the kids and explaining his reason. Author of the Grand Champion Showman is Gloria J. Gibson. Sallyford Mundell DeMarge Funeral Home. And State Farm Insurance, Dave Carlaw. I see Ronnie down there. Anybody else around? And then the overall showman gets a traveling trophy sponsored by the Mike Keith Memorial Award, Grand Spitfire. Here's the trophy. Get your name on there and everything.
Once again, thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate the kind words and appreciate the hospitality today from the kids, and also Ring Health has done a phenomenal job to keep this thing flowing, and the queens and the princesses, thank you guys very much for being out here involved with the process of it all. And you know, when they come out for senior or for overall showman, I think it's really cool to be able to do this in a county. Not many counties do this, but I think it's a really cool attribute to get your top, your kiddos out here in a lineup. And you might think it's always going to go to the oldest kid, but I promise you I'm not that guy that always goes that direction, because some of them young individuals are definitely going to turn up the heat on things. And I think you got 3 kiddos that are absolutely phenomenal out here. And, you know, a lot of kids are back in the barns, but one of the things that was kind of fun to watch here, like we talked, you know, with my 2 co-judges, is we always agreed on the same person. But if you notice one thing that all these kids did, they were the first one of the show round. Always, a lot of the times, your kid that always wants to be hungry to win showmanship, always is the first one at the gate wanting to go win it. And I will say that that's really cool. And it also takes responsibility to be able to show kids, you know, use the whole ring, have everybody follow you. You're setting the speed for the whole deal, if you will. So that's one of the things that was kind of unique, is on all 3 divisions, all kids were the first ones in the ring. I'm not saying that's like a go-to for mine any means. It's just one of those things that all these kids did that. But I want to sincerely thank your county here. Thank you so much for having me. Kids in the cattle have been phenomenal, and I appreciate the time to evaluate them. Wish you nothing but luck the rest of the summer. Thank you very much for having me, and I'll go select your champion overall.